Today I'm going to be sharing a brand new volumizing routine using only Kerotin products. I'm going to walk you through my full routine using 3 products from Kerotin. We're going to use the root volumizer and the volumizing foam along with the styling gel. And I'm going to show you exactly how I use those products to get this volume that lasts me at least 3 days and gives me definition, ringlets, and soft curls. Hi, I'm Delilah from the Holistic Enchilada, and on my channel I share tips, tricks, and resources to help you embrace your curls and keep things simple. Subscribe to the channel for lots more curly hair content, and you can head over to my blog holisticenchilada.com where I share lots of blog posts, tutorials, tips, lists, free resources, and tons more. And you can give me a follow over on my social media accounts at Holistic Enchilada, where I occasionally show up. So I'm gonna walk you through my routine using these Kerotin products. This is not a review. I'm going to do a review separately. I'm just going to do a tutorial showing you how I get volume using the Kerotin volumizing line and their styling gel on my fine curly hair. A couple of things I want to point out before I get into it, just so you understand. My hair is fine. It is low to medium density. It does not like moisture at all. I live in Central Florida, so the humidity hovers around 80 to 90% year round. It rains all the time. My hair is high porosity, even though it's super healthy, and I haven't dyed it or done anything to it in many years. It's just the natural state of my hair. So this routine is geared around my hair type. So low moisture, needs volume, is fine and low density, and Kerotin products are designed specifically for dealing with hair loss and kind of trying to promote more growth and thicker, fuller hair. So I chose these products because I wanted to do a volumizing routine, and I kind of mixed things up, and I will talk about it when I get into my routine. But the goal here is more volume, and with more volume comes less moisture. So I just want to put that out there. This is not a routine that's going to work for anybody with really thick, dry, curly hair, because your hair needs a lot of moisture. So that's not for those people. It is for you if your hair is like mine, fine, low density, low moisture, and it has to like protein, because most of these products have protein in it. Based on the name Kerotin, they have a decent amount of protein. So typically fine and high porosity hair and damaged hair love protein. Now, this video is sponsored by Kerotin, but I have been using these products for a little bit over a month now, exclusively testing out different combinations and techniques and just trying to figure out the perfect routine to add more volume to my hair, and I nailed it with this one, so I am going to share that with you now. All right, so I washed my hair, shampoo and conditioner. I used the freshening shampoo and conditioner from Kerotin, and these are just their regular shampoo and conditioner. I didn't look for anything. I was trying to find something that was not super moisturizing for my hair. So my hair is down now. I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit more water because I really wanna make sure that it is wet when I style in order to get nice clumps and a lot less frizz. So since I had it up in the towel so that I could get dressed and set up for the video, it dried up a little bit. So normally, as usual, I do this in the shower. My full routine is done in the shower, and then I usually diffuse within a few minutes. So my hair is pretty much dripping wet. All right, so I'm going to actually start off with a tiny little bit of the conditioner. I did not get a leave-in conditioner from Kerotin because typically I don't use any leave-in conditioners. However, with their volumizing products, more specifically the root volumizer that I'm going to use next, I find that it dries out my hair just a little bit. So I am going to add just a tiny little bit of conditioner. Okay, here we go. This is actually too much, so I am going to put some back in here. All that squeezing and waiting for nothing. So I want like half of that. So I'm just gonna pop it right back in there. There we go. And then I'm just gonna emulsify it and just put it through like the ends of my hair. And so this is enough for me as far as the moisture content. For most other people, you're gonna need quite a bit more. You're probably gonna wanna do like a regular leave-in versus, or a cream or something like that. But since my hair doesn't really like moisture, I can get away with very little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush it through to make sure that it is evenly distributed, and then I'm going to move on with the other products. I can feel my hair is nice and soft. That's what I'm going for. just so you're aware, the scent of this conditioner is a little bit strong. It reminds me of all things of Barbasol shaving cream from like the 90s that my grandfather used to use. It's not that strong, but it's kind of got that fresh scent, cologne-y type scent. It's not bad. I don't find that it lasts, so like I can smell it when I take it out of the bottle and put it in my hair, but I don't really notice it after that. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with their root volumizer, and this is to promote thicker hair and volume, and so it's ideal for those looking to target flatness and thinning at the roots. This is specifically for more root lift and maybe some more hair growth. This does contain alcohol in it, so that is why it's drying to my hair. So it's the second ingredient. So not Curly Girl approved if that's what you're looking for, but if you're not strict with Curly Girl, this has alcohol, it's got some copolymers, does have a little bit of glycerin halfway down the list, and then some other extracts and preservatives and stuff. So basically this is something that is going to provide some lift and hold and dry the roots, which for me works really great because I do have greasy roots and they get flat very quickly. So I find that the alcohol helps with getting that greasy flatness that I usually get. And my favorite dry shampoo contains alcohol as well. And so I suspect that the alcohol is really helping my hair. Now, if you've got really dry damaged hair, you probably don't want to use products with alcohol in them. So do keep that in mind. But this is actually very effective. I like it. What I don't like is the way that it sprays. So you would think that this is one of those, like, I forget what they're called, the sprays that kind of like spread out, but it's just like a stream that comes out. So I spray it into my hands and I rub it into my scalp where I want it. So you can, it's locked. Oh my goodness. There you go. So you can see how it just sprays out in a stream. And it's just very liquidy. It's got a little bit of slip. And I'm just gonna take it and put it, really focusing on the areas that get flat, which is my crown and the front. So I don't want to use too much. The directions on this say to use, prior to blow drying, 5 to 8 inches throughout clean, damp hair. Spray about 5 times onto the palm of your hand and massage into your roots for a lighter hold. But I feel like that's way too much. So I usually do 2 or 3 sprays. I'm gonna add 1 more and just get into the back here. So I don't want it to get everywhere because, like I said, it's a little bit drying. So I'm just focusing on the roots. And I'm not gonna brush it through, I'm just gonna leave it there. This doesn't really have a scent. Very light citrusy. Must have some citrus essential. Yeah, sweet orange oil. That's all I can smell. It's so very faint. Okay, it feels like a serum actually. It's like a very liquidy serum, almost if it was like water and oil were to mix together, but it's not oily. So that's probably the copolymers in there that are giving it that slip feeling. All right, next I'm going to apply the volumizing mousse. And this is ideal for fine and flat hair. So this is gonna give you volume all over, whereas the root volumizer is just for the root area. Now the ingredients in this are Curly Girl approved, so this is fine if you are strict Curly Girl method. It doesn't have any alcohol in it, but it's similar. We've got some copolymers for hold. Aloe is in here, a couple of different extracts and preservatives. So this does provide some hold, but it is a very light hold. It says don't shake it. You're just supposed to pump 2 to 5 times into your hands, emulsify and distribute it. So I'm going to do 2 pumps. I usually do 1 on each side. So I'm just going to go 1 pump on this side, which works because I don't have a lot of hair. So other people will need more than 2 pumps, or if you want like more hold, but I don't like when my hair feels really producty. So I always err on the side of caution and use less. And then we'll do 1 pump on the other side. Whoops. And normally I don't put products so close to my roots, but since this is something that's adding volume, I will get some near my roots without a problem. So now I can feel my hair's got a nice slip with the mousse the conditioner, a little bit of the root volumizer, it's fine. When I used this the first time and I didn't use any leave-in, at this point my hair did feel really dry and almost straw-like. I could tell that there was a little bit of like flash drying going on. So if you sense that, make sure that you add in a little bit of conditioner or something that's going to give you a little bit of moisture before you keep going, because it's just going to get drier and drier as you get through your styling and drying process. I'm going to add one more pump just to be safe. And I'll just add it like all over. Just want to make sure I do get a nice bit of volume. Okay, so that's all worked through. And the last product that I'm going to use is their gel, which is, it's just called styling gel, comes in a tub. It's really, really thick. It reminds me of, I think Trelux has a gel that's kind of like this. Not quite sure. It's really thick. It smells really nice. Like sweet orange essential oils. So their styling products are very lightly scented with just essential oils, whereas their shampoo and conditioner does have fragrance that is a little bit stronger, which I find weird that they would do it differently, but I do appreciate it because I don't like styling products with strong scents that last. I don't find that the scent is, I can't really smell it as I'm styling my hair, and so it doesn't really stick. Okay, so this is thick, and you might be like, oh my God, for fine hair, you can't use this, but you can. You just have to be very careful on wet hair, as my hair is right now, and a very small amount. So this has copolymers as well, amino acids, keratin, a couple other extracts, and essential oils. So this is Curly Girl approved, and it's not a very moisture heavy gel. So even though it's really thick, there's really not a lot of moisturizing ingredients in here. So we've got a couple of hold ingredients in here. We've got some protein in here, and it doesn't have aloe, it doesn't have glycerin. Let me double check. No aloe, no glycerin. And then the oils are all at the very end. We've got argan, jojoba, olive, and sweet almond, but they're the last few ingredients in there, which is why this gel works really well for me. Even though it's thick, it is not heavy. It's not a very moisturizing gel. So that works really well for me. If you do need more moisture, then like I said, make sure to layer in some leave-in or cream underneath. But I am just going to prep my hair to put the gel in. I like to put the gel in like where my hair is already flipped forward and all that, so I'm gonna do that now. Now, one thing I want to note, look at my hair and how like stringy it's looking. It is starting to dry up. So this is not ideal for styling. So I'm gonna need to wet it a little bit more before I put some gel in my hair. You can see it's starting to clump a little bit better. Still need a little more water. And if you like really struggle with clumping, a brush is great for clumping. So you can see how it like separates them and turns them into clumps. I don't really want to do that right now because I want volume, and more clumps or bigger clumps equals less volume. So I don't want to do that. I just want it to be wet enough that it's going to clump somewhat, but I don't want really big clumps. If I do see some like really frizzy spots, then I will come in with a brush like here. Okay. All right, so I am happy with these clumps. I realize my dark shirt is probably not ideal for this, but here. So you can see the clumps. See, that's what we are looking for. And it's dripping right now like this. I'm dripping on the floor. So that's a sign that I'm good to go. So I'm going to get a very small amount of gel. Just dipping my finger in. This is probably maybe a dime size, maybe a little less. Emulsify, and first I'm going to glaze and scrunch, and then I'm going to go in and add a little extra. Okay, and now I'm going to get a little bit to do like the underside, so I'm going to get a little more, about the same amount, don't want to get too much. And emulsify. And I'm gonna get like the undersides by glazing again. Still have plenty of product in my hand, so I'm just gonna rake through. Okay, I always shake it a little bit to encourage the clumps, and now I'm going to scrunch. If my hair was still dripping, which it's not at this point, but normally it would be since I would do this with my hair a little wetter in the shower, I would microplop with my towel. So that would look like this. I would just kind of go from side to side with my towel, just pushing up against my scalp. And that usually helps the clumps to form a little better, removes the water weight. That way it can dry less stretched out. I am gonna go in and diffuse anyway, but this does help speed up drying time. And then I always flip up, shake it back and forth, and I do kind of stick my fingers on my scalp and shake like this. And that gets it unstuck if it is from my scalp. It kind of moves it so that it's a little bit lifted. And I don't really worry about parting it when I diffuse it. Now I'm gonna flip around and stuff, but you can see that it's gotten like a little bit stringier through all this, but it's okay. I don't see any frizz, maybe just minimal. A little bit of frizz here. This part's starting to dry. So I'm gonna get into diffusing before it dries any further because it's just going to frizz if I don't diffuse. All right, so you can see it's kind of big right now, but I just finished diffusing, so I'm going to let it settle for 10-15 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So I've let it settle, and I've kind of parted it where it really naturally felt, and so this is what it's looking like. So there are two things that I want to fix, and I want to show you how I do this because this happens sometimes when I don't style wet, when I damp style. And here, like you can see, this is a lot frizzier than I would have liked, so I am going to wet it down and finger coil it. And this, I'm just adding it into like the nearby curl that was there. I'm gonna add just a little more water just to make sure it doesn't frizz out. That looks like it wants to stay. The rest is fine. So I'm gonna leave that and see if it dries. That's definitely better than how it was before. And here on this side, it's just like a little stringy. So I'm just going to, I'm not adding any water or product. I'm just going to finger coil some of them so they kind of clump together a little bit better. My hair tends to naturally clump over time anyway, so it will do that. But if you finish diffusing and you find some sections like that, you can always just add a little bit of water and finger coil them to clump a little better together. And that usually fixes the problem. But it looks generally okay. I might have to pin it back. I have like this weird one that just wants to come right in front of my face. But I think that's it. I'm very happy with how it turned out. This is standard procedure for styling. All right, so let me back up a little bit so you can see the volume that I have. So you can see that I've got some shape. I've got lift here in the roots, so I can get a little bit closer for you to see. But I've definitely got some lift where I normally don't, especially back here. I can feel it lifted off of my scalp. I've got like a nice rounder shape. Let me show you the back. So this is my problem area, and I can feel that it's lifted off of my scalp. Not a lot, but way more than it usually does. And so you can see the definition. So it is adequately defined. It's soft. It's not as soft as it normally is because these volumizing products are not as moisturizing, but that's what's giving me the volume and the lift that I want. So it gives you kind of like a little bit of grit for your hair to not be so slippery and just like fall. That's what volumizing products do. So you will feel, it won't feel as soft, like as smooth. It's still soft, but it's different. It's not like super silky smooth. But you can see my hair is still shiny. I've still got nice curl clumps. I've got definition. It's not frizzy. And this is going to last me a couple of days. And because I used the root volumizer, I'm not going to get those greasy roots tomorrow or the next day. So this is great for letting me go 3 days. Now in the summer, because it's so hot, I think 3 days is my max. I can't really go any longer than that. But I'm really happy with how these products work together, and compared to Evolve Insta Volume, which is the other volumizing line that I love to use for a voluminous wash day, this is less moisturizing. So depending on the moisture level that you need, I think this provides the same amount of hold. However, the Evolve products do have a little bit, just a little bit more moisture than these Kerotin products. I love both of them. And now in the summer, since it's so humid, this is working fine because, you know, I don't need the extra moisture. In the winter, maybe I might have to just add in some like a curl cream or a leave-in or something like that. But it doesn't really get that dry in Florida anyway, so it's pretty much humid year round. I'm super thrilled with the volume, very happy with how this turned out. And like I said, I've been using these products for a little over a month now exclusively and trying different combinations. I tried like just the foam with and without the root volumizer, just the styling gel, so like different combinations, and this definitely gives me the best. But like I said, a couple little tricks and tweaks, like keeping the root volumizer just on my roots, spraying it onto my hands and massaging it in and not brushing it out so it doesn't get through to all of my hair because it is a little bit drying. Not using too much foam because I don't like to have a lot of product in my hair. And then the gel is key to have the definition, the shine, and the lasting style. This is what's going to provide you with the hold for your curls to stay for a couple of days. If I just did the root volumizer and the foam, this would just be fluff. There wouldn't be ringlets, and it definitely wouldn't last very long. It would just kind of droop pretty quickly, and I would have to wash my hair tomorrow. So I do think that these work really well together. You could probably, or I did get similar results without the root volumizer, however, not as much lift, and my hair didn't, or started to get greasy faster than when I used the volumizer. So I really do like that product. So that is my volumizing routine using Kerotin products. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about these products or this routine in the comments below. I do plan to do like a full product review of different Kerotin products because there is even another product that I have that I didn't talk about in this video. And that way I can go more into detail about the products, but I really just wanted to share with you this volumizing routine in case you, like me, struggle with volume and fine hair and low density and want a solution that works. This is a really good one. Yeah, if your hair likes protein and if you need some volume, then I do highly recommend you check this line out. I will put links to all of the products in the description below, along with my coupon code to save on your first order with Kerotin. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.